To keep you aware of the latest happenings in the world of money and business, Finance Breakers has put together this video, in which they combine news, facts, and data from a broad number of web sources, to provide you with the most up-to-date coverage of the financial markets. Before we get started, if you enjoyed watching the video, please share your thoughts by clicking the like button and writing them in the comments section below. If you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, you will be among the first people to find out when new videos are published on the channel. So let's just get started. Non-farm payrolls report is due out Friday. Analysts expect the economy to have added 275,000 jobs in September, while the unemployment rate held at 3.7%. Average hourly earnings are expected to rise 0.3% month-over-month and 5.1% from a year ago. A deviation above that could signal that the Federal Reserve needs to get even more aggressive on inflation. Minneapolis Fed President, wage growth is higher than you would expect for an economy delivering 2% inflation. So that gives me some concern. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic. Inflation battle likely still in the early days. Governor Lisa Cook expects ongoing rate hikes to be necessary. Challenger, Gray and Christmas reported Thursday that job cuts surged 46.4% in September from a month ago. The Fed will keep hiking until the labor market cracks, Megan Swiber, rates strategist at Bank of America said. Swiber said that likely means no change until the economy is actually losing jobs. There was one instance where the Fed did seem to react to a single data point, or 2 points more specifically. A higher than expected consumer price index reading pushed policymakers in an 11th-hour move to increase rates. The plunge in bond values caused panic in particular for Britain's £1.5 trillion ($1.69 trillion) in so-called liability-driven investment funds, LDIs. LDIs issued dire warnings on the evening of September 27 as 30-year gilt yields rose by 67 basis points from their position that morning. Emergency measures included a 2-week purchase program for long-dated bonds and the delay of the bank's planned gilt sales. The Bank of England worked through the night on Tuesday, September 27 to come up with an intervention that would avert this potential crisis. The 30-year gilt yield fell more than 100 basis points after the bank announced its emergency package on Wednesday, September 28. Cunliffe noted that the scale of the moves in gilt yields during this period was unprecedented. GE's renewable energy business faces a trifecta of challenges: rising input costs, supply chain issues and competition from the likes of Siemens. Analysts say GE's renewables segment is going to generate between $15 billion and $16 billion in revenue. General Electric is in the process of splitting into 3 publicly traded companies. Elon Musk tweeted that buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the everything app. He may be hinting towards so-called super apps popular in China and other parts of Asia. The term refers to an app that acts as a one-stop shop for all your mobile needs. WeChat, run by Tencent, is the biggest super app in the world, with over 1 billion users. Musk wants at least 1 billion people using Twitter, up from 237.8 million last quarter. Crypto lender Celsius top 3 executives withdrew $42.13 million in cryptocurrency between May and June 2022. Ex-CEO Alex Mashinsky, ex-CSO Daniel Leon and CTO Nuke Goldstein pulled Bitcoin, Ether, USDC and Cell holdings from their custody accounts. Celsius filed for bankruptcy protection in July after it halted all user withdrawals, citing extreme market conditions a month before. The firm must also update the Unsecured Creditors Committee, UCC, which represents all customers whom Celsius owes assets. An independent examiner, appointed by the U.S. Trustee's Office, is investigating why Celsius fell apart. The finance minister of Norway has proposed eliminating a scheme that allows crypto data centers to pay a reduced rate on electricity. According to Trygve Slagsvold Vedum, the reduced rate should be phased out as demand for electricity was rising in certain areas. In May, Norway's parliament rejected a proposal to ban crypto mining first introduced by the country's Red Party. Dapper Labs' NFT platform, La Liga NFT, will launch in closed beta later this month. The marketplace will sell NFT collectibles minted on the Dapper Created Flow blockchain. Bilingual NFTs will include play-by-play narration and match statistics in both English and Spanish. The first digital pack from the platform will be released on October 27. Oil prices held at 3-week highs after OPEC Plus agreed to cut production targets by 2 million barrels per day. The output cut comes ahead of a European Union embargo on Russian oil and would squeeze supplies in an already tight market. Several OPEC Plus members have been struggling to produce at quota levels because of underinvestment and sanctions. US President Joe Biden's administration criticized the deal as short-sighted. The White House said it would consult Congress on additional paths to reduce the control OPEC and its allies hold over energy prices. Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak said Russia could cut oil output in an attempt to offset the effects of price caps imposed by the West. The euro was down 0.5% to $0.9841 after the release of European Central Bank minutes. A source told Reuters that the German government expects Europe's largest economy to slide into recession next year. Sterling was down 1.1%, while the dollar was slightly higher versus the Japanese yen and Swiss franc. The Australian dollar was down 1% at $0.6430, still struggling after an unexpectedly modest 25 basis point hike in Australia. The number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits increased by the most in 4 months last week. A key question is whether policymakers will pivot from primarily worrying about inflation to also considering slowing economic growth.